Well, this is only 4.5 hours from here.
Is it?
That's good.
Okay, I was just guessing.
I think it's 19 days to walk.
In the town on the hill where the apples grow, and the church bells ring every hour or so, I took a little walk just to see the ships coming in.
Good, still quite morning everybody. We are in Nova Scotia at Cape Breton National Park. That's the park vehicle right now. So we are doing the Cabot Trail all the way around this peninsula. And at the top of the peninsula, you've got the national park. So we've been in the national park most of the day this morning, doing a drive along. So you probably saw that video just before this. If you didn't, you could check that one out because you're gonna get more of the entire drive. But we've just arrived at the big hike that you do here in the national park, which is the Skyline Trail. Everybody says if you're coming to this park, if you're coming to Nova Scotia, this is like the #1 thing that you have to do in all of Nova Scotia is do this trail. It's about a 2-hour hike. I think it's somewhere around 4 to 5 miles. And we're at the top. So if you look around us, there really isn't any uphill from here. So I don't believe, and it says in the description, it is an easy trail. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of downhill or uphill or anything, because we're going to end on the top of the trail, on the top of the hill anyway. So it should be an easy hike. And we're supposed to get an overview of the ocean from the top of this hill. So we're going to take you on this hike in this video, and then we'll continue on after this, and all that will be in the video that you just saw before this. So 2 great videos from here in Nova Scotia. And man, they're just like more and more cars. This is...
I didn't realize how long the parking lot was.
Yeah, I thought we had a pretty decent spot, but this parking lot is long. Because like they know this is the place. And you can see over there the people starting the trail.
Lots of campers too.
Yeah, a lot of, you know, the big Sprinter vans and all that all around here. As we were driving in, you see lots of those vehicles and RVs and lots of motorcycles and bicyclists, and even a few runners out here. Very recreational heavy area. So, but like I said in the first video, it is not easy to get all the way up here for someone who's not already living in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is a little remote, so you're gonna have to make a special trip to get up here. Luckily for us, we are hanging out in Maine all summer, so we thought while we're in Maine for the summer, let's take advantage of being somewhere we're never gonna get very often and get to Nova Scotia and see what's up here. Let me get some information here. So the park pass, which they did check when we got here. Okay. Oh, so no drones, so I won't be able to fly the drone today on the trail. Leave no trace. Yeah. Stay on the boardwalk within the Skyline Headland restricted area. All regulations fines. Okay. So I did hear the people who were doing the trail were seeing moose. So hopefully we do get into some moose, because we've been in Maine since freaking June, July, and we haven't seen a moose in all of Maine. So we come up to Nova Scotia. We've driven all the way up to Nova Scotia, and still no moose. We drove what, 11 hours up here to Nova Scotia yesterday and didn't see a single moose. Ooh, got some coyotes.
Act big,
So
fight back. Okay.
if we see a coyote, don't run. back away slowly. Act big, and if it comes at you, fight back. Ooh. I need a Donatello staff to fight back, apparently.
Throw a couple of rocks in my pocket.
Cool. So all that driving, and we did not see a single moose still. So I don't know what happened. You grew up in Maine, and you said you used to see moose.
Used to see them all the time, but you know, since I was probably high school, college age, you just started to see a decline in the population, and yeah, now I haven't seen one in a couple of years.
So moose population in Maine has gone down. Well, I thought, well, maybe they just all moved up north and stayed in more remote areas, but we've driven all through everywhere as north of Maine and still no moose. So maybe we will.
On the one of the comments on this trail, somebody said they saw one. So
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
is
okay.
I just said that people were seeing them on this trail. So how often, I don't know. Hopefully we will. It will be nice as long as they're
far away.
yeah, at a safe enough distance, because if you're not familiar with the moose, they are one of the more dangerous animals in all of North America, up there with the grizzly bear. They're very territorial and will charge at you. So while they look fun and goofy and nice, they are a little mean.
If you haven't seen them run though, it's hilarious. Hilarious.
But they are huge too. That's the other thing, is if you've never seen one close in real life, if you haven't seen one in real life, they're not like a horse. They're a little bit bigger than a horse, so they can be quite intimidating. So far it looks like right now we're on our own on the trail.
Car.
Yeah, this is kind of paved. Like I said, it's supposed to be an easy hike, so it's gonna be well taken care of. We got like nobody behind us. Oh, here come some people in front of us. But right now we're on our own. So I think there's like 4 lookouts or something like that. So we're just gonna get down there, do the hike, get these amazing views and share them with you. So let's go.
Right above the highway, black, blue, red, yellow, golden skyway. It's like the day that you jump into the wind. I can't go back down to that water again. These old muddy shoes keep on walking the street.
So we got past the first junction, and it has opened up here about 5 minutes later in this nice open field. I think we're getting to an lookout. Looks like there's a couple of hikers up here just taking in a lookout. Maybe there's like 4 lookouts at the end of this trail. So it is a loop. It's a single trail, and then it opens into a loop with like 1 offshoot on it, and there's supposed to be like 4 main views. So I think we are starting to get closer. I don't know how close to the coast we're gonna get here for these views, but they were stopped right here, but now they continued on, and it looks like the trail goes for a while. So maybe we get all the way to the coast. I don't know. That's where Kyle doesn't put in all the research he should to know all these little details for you. But I come here, I learn the details while I'm doing it, experiencing it, and then I'll share it with you. And this is you doing your research, so you don't have to research. Still no moose. We've been walking around, scoping out. We figure this is prime moose territory, but no moose, not yet. Maybe I need to do my moose call. Maybe not. I'll save it for later. So we're going to continue on. It's a little windy out here compared to the other side of the peninsula where we are this morning. At 9-10 o'clock it was 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which, you know, close to room temperature. Future Kyle will put the Celsius there for you. really nice. And then as we got to the other side here, the rain came, passed over real quick, and this side of the peninsula has just been a little windy and more cloudy. As you can see, not a lot of sunlight getting through quite right now. The temperature dipped to, like, I think the car said 58, which is quite a bit lower than room temperature. Again, future Kyle put the Celsius right there for everybody. But this is like a really unique trail experience. I don't think I mean, we've done trails all over Europe and literally all over the United States. I don't think we've ever been in a trail like this. This is unique. So we're going to continue on with our hike, and I'll come back to you when we get to some of these overlooks. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these because this is a thing I noticed, or I learned about on TV actually, and we've been noticing them all over here in Nova Scotia. Is these, I believe they're called bunchberries, and I learned about them on the Alone Show, which is a TV program on the History Channel, and they're just all over here and all in there, and they are this bright red. You can see them all here. These bunchberries everywhere. Yeah, they're just red. So I believe that's what they are. That's what they ate a lot of on that Alone show. So if you don't watch Alone, you need to watch Alone because it's an amazing show about people who basically get dumped off with like 10 items plus a few things, camera equipment, and then that's about it. There's no camera crew or anything, and they're supposed to survive as long as they can and see how long they can make it. And most people can make it, 50, 60 days, and the winners, can make it, 70 days. So it's a pretty crazy show. So if you don't watch it, watch it. It's a great show. But that's something I learned from that show. And if I had Googled to verify that that's what those were, I'd be trying them right now. But I don't. I'm sure that's what they are.
Take some and then Google it later.
Yeah, that's okay. So, a little something. And we've been seeing like, here's some, not a lot of them, but some little raspberries. I know back where I'm from, we've got a lot of blackberry bushes and stuff. But here we've actually seen some of them that are fully grown, and they're raspberries, which, do you see those in Maine?
Yeah.
So, you being
raspberries and blueberries we used to pick all the time.
So raspberries and blueberries in Maine are very popular, so you would see the wild raspberries. We don't see the wild raspberries where I'm from in Ohio. We see the blackberries, so raspberries are a little different for me. But they look the exact same, except red instead of black. Okay. Sorry. I knew I said I was going to come back with the views, but it'll be next. So we're going to continue our hike, and we'll be back with the views next.
On walking street, someone's bride buying Egyptian sheets. The window display of some little store in town. And there's my reflection against the morning light. Hello, Mr. Ghost, Mr. Skeleton White. You better comb your hair.
So we're coming to our first lookout here. We're letting some people by. So we get a little more privacy. And here we go. Yes. Pretty nice. Right under this tree. Nice big tree. Cool. I wish we could see up and over, but you can't see the ocean out there. So, okay. Yeah, some type of game trail there. So let's go ahead and continue on. to the next spots. So how long have we been hiking now?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. So we've been hiking for about 40 minutes to get to the first spot. And all these should just be straight along this trail now. So it's like bang, 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 and then we're back. So we've done all of the out, I believe, that we're gonna do for the most part. Most of it's just gonna be straight across this ridge now. You'll see these lookouts, and then we'll head back. So one thing I did want to talk about, now that we're toward the end of the out distance of this hike, is when I read the description, it did say it was an easy hike. It did not say there was a lot of elevation or anything like that. It has actually been mostly all downhill for the 40 minutes. Not a steep downhill, but a constant slow downhill. So the way up is going to be kind of brutal, because it's just going to be this long, slow uphill all the way back. So if it takes us 40 minutes to get to the first lookout, you know, from the last lookout, it may take us a full hour. I don't know. So just keep that in mind. We're going to tell you how long it takes us. We are I would say we are not very quick, but we are quick hikers. So it looks like the next lookout right here. So this should be the second lookout. So we're pretty quick hikers. So unless you're like almost running on the trail, you're not going to go much faster than we normally do. So we'll give you a good idea about how fast you can do it at your fastest. This is a little bit better view. Here we go. Look at this here. Wow. Look at that. Whew. Wow. You know, and I'm looking at it through the camera right now, and it just doesn't, it's not popping like it does in real life. It looks kind of nice. Makes us look a little far away in the camera, I think, than we actually are. Really nice view, and you can see forever across the ocean right now. Very cool. So that's view number 2. Pretty good. Let's continue on to the next couple of views, and I think the last view is probably the big one, and that it runs off trail just a little bit. So there will be like a little out and back back to the loop. We'll go off of the loop for a minute, do that lookout, come back to the loop, and I think that's the big lookout. We'll see. Like I said, my research isn't always perfect. So let's go ahead and get to this last view. Last 2 views. Sorry. Right here on the Skyline Trail. Here in beautiful, unique Nova Scotia. And here's the third lookout. Here we go. Here we're getting a nice ocean view down. Wow. There we go. So this is stop number 3. So the other ones were over here, just over that hill. I mean, he's just been hiking along the ridge line here, staying basically on the top, but now we're toward the edge, so we're getting these ocean views. And now the clouds are coming in. I don't know if that's rain out there. You can see it kind of gets thick right here. Fog. I mean, if it's either just thick fog or if it's a little bit of light rain. For a minute when we were over there, you could see it was starting to break up a little bit, and now it's gotten much thicker, and it's turned into almost pea soup. You can't really tell where the beginning and the end of the ocean is anymore, unfortunately. So I thought we were going to hit it at a good time, and I can see some fog running across these trees right now. The clouds may have caught up with us, unfortunately. So this should be the third lookout. Should be one more lookout and then we start heading back.
Is that the big one?
It should be.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole trail's been pretty amazing. I mean, this is, like we said, this is as unique a trail as we've ever seen. You know, I've been personally to like 40 different states, hiked in most of them. We've been through basically all of Europe except for Scandinavia and Spain, and this is unique. Like, I'm sure there's stuff like this, but not a lot of them. Not a lot of trails like this. So, Nova Scotia, thumbs up. Let's go ahead and head to that last spot.
Better comb your hair, better wipe that George clay off your brow. You better stand up straight, man, these people hardly recognize you now. Lord, carry me like a sailing ship, comfort me before I slip around the dark side.
So, surprise, surprise. Whew. The rain has come. Hi. So, we saw what looked like either rain or fog coming. Looks like it was rain, because about 5 minutes later it started raining. So, got our rain coat on right now. We are almost to the end of the trail. It's weird because I checked the weather and it said it's only about a 15% chance of rain all day out here, and we've had rain almost half the day. And so I guess that's another thing. So aside from the rain, as we've been walking, I've been noticing people eating all the bunch berries now. So I was not crazy. That's definitely what you're allowed to do. Lots of people have been grabbing them, putting them in paper towels and taking them with them or whatever. So maybe I can convince Rebecca to have one. I don't know. Oh, this is a little bit more of a rain shower than I was thinking we were gonna get. So it's not quite planning on this, but you can't plan adventure. You just gotta roll with it. So that's what we're gonna do. Dampening the mood a bit, ruining the views a little bit, but still a great trip.
Found an umbrella.
Yeah. So let's get to this last view so we can get back to the car and dry off. Okay, here we are at the last view. Let's get ahead and get up here. Just reminding you of all the rules. Okay, this is where they said you can just stay on this walkway. Whew. So whew. So gotta stay on the walkway here, and there's a lot of people. Okay, here it's not very far, so getting to the end here. Here we go. I think it's the end right here. We might have it all to ourselves here for a minute. Oh no, it's not the end. More people coming. And lots of people exiting because of the rain, I think. You can see half the people were prepared for rain. The other half were the opposite of prepared for rain. So I at least had my raincoat on here. This view would be amazing here if it wasn't so rainy. Well, this is not
Sky. Okay.
not what we were hoping for here. And you can see our view is now less than ideal. And again, I checked the weather this morning in this area, and it said 15% chance of rain. Well, it's 100% right now. And it's 100% ruining our views. Let's see here. Oh, there's more. Oh. Well.
I don't think it's worth it to go all the way down there.
And it continues down. So, unfortunately, I'd like to be the optimist and say, oh, it's still amazing views here. You still got to come. I can't lie and say that the view isn't completely ruined right now. Darn it, is what I'm thinking in my head right now. So maybe we'll sit around here for a few minutes and see if maybe it starts to clear. Rebecca's giving me a big no.
Do you think this is gonna clear up in a few minutes?
I don't know. So let's argue for a few minutes and we'll come back. Okay, so somebody passed us and said, oh, the view's gone. Isn't it crazy how fast it goes? Wait 5 minutes, that famous saying, wait 5 minutes, the weather will change. Well, it looks like it's gonna clear up right there. So it's been about 5 minutes, and now you can see it looks like it might be passing here in a minute. So
I think it's moving this way.
yeah, and it's moving right towards us here. So we're gonna wait at least another 5 minutes here. Maybe
start to see.
Maybe head down, because now we can see a little bit lower down to the coast. So we may have lucked out by being patient.
I was wrong.
You can say that again.
No, I only get one.
Okay, let's head down a little bit, and maybe we will get some good views. Thank the Lord. Oh geez, we might have just lucked out.
4.5 hours from here.
Is it?
That's good.
Okay, I was just guessing.
I think it's 19 days to walk.
Thanks. So our view cleared up right here on this side. Unfortunately, over here, not so much. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Somebody's had some coffee this morning. So you're supposed to get this awesome view of both sides. So we're getting the view to this side, and it's not a bad view to this side, but it's not quite what we were hoping for. Here, we could just barely make out the top of the mountain now. But then you can also see the road that we're going to exit on all the way across here. And the other thing we noticed was right on this hill, there's a path on this hill where you used to be able to hike from here down onto this hillside, and they've closed it off because of the vegetation and stuff has been killed off from too many tourists over the years. So it looks like it's been more recently that they've closed this off within the past 5-ish years, because you could still see the trail there. They did say people could go for research purposes with a permit, but you don't have people coming here every day, so it is growing over and a little less noticeable. But just look at this view, and we are at the bottom now. We went ahead and just walked all the way to the bottom, hoping this was gonna clear up completely, but I mean, not gonna get views like this everywhere. Look at that. So wasn't a complete loss. Got a little sad that we might have completely missed the view, because when we came up here, this was the number one thing we wanted to do. So we're like, oh, of course we get here, and the number one thing we want to do is see this view, and it's completely covered in clouds. But luckily we waited, I think we've waited maybe 20 minutes, half hour now, and it has cleared up. So this is where we're going to exit the rest of the park straight ahead here along the coast. We'll get some more views. I'm gonna try, I can't get the drone up in this trail, but I am allowed to get the drone up down there more. So if we can get around this corner, maybe I can find a spot we can get some nice views along this side here. Yeah, now it's like, now it's really clear. Now it's no clouds up to the sky here. We just need the clouds to get all the way over. Cool. So I think we're gonna head up, and I'll give you some views from both sides, because when you're up there it's kind of narrow and you can see both sides really easy. So I'll give you some great views on our way up as opposed to our way down, and then we're gonna head out of the park on the trail.
Before I slip around the dark side of the moon, all this spinning around hurts my head. I just sit here lonesome for you. There's a million things I would rather do instead. I know it takes a lot to change a worried mind, and I know it takes a year to see the warm summertime. But I'm made of nails, man, made of tombstone and tall, tall trees.
Okay, so here's something we weren't expecting to see. We saw it from the outside, but we didn't know what the heck it was.
Oh, it's a moose exclosure.
Okay, so this is, we saw it, so it's a fence to keep the moose from the more heavily trafficked area.
Says if you see a moose inside, please call the staff.
Okay, so we just have to open this and close it
Huh.
and keep the moose
Interesting.
from going that direction. Okay.
Oh, I think it's to keep them out of here.
No, it's to keep them on this side.
Oh.
Exclosure. Keep them from going back where we were, because that's a no man's land, and
Okay.
it ends at the coast, and there's hills, and then there's people there. So
No, because it said
you want to keep the moose this way.
no.
Okay, so we're seeing the other side of the fence now. So it's like a big circle we were in. So we're like in an enclosure. But they said there's an exclosure. So I don't know if it's two fences so that it's just double hard for the moose to get through, or why they don't want them in this particular area. Yeah, I said it's a big circle. So, or maybe it's just they're trying to grow up the wild, the flowers and stuff in here. Try to keep them from eating everything. Not sure.
Yeah,
So-
and again, the sign says, "Is there moose? Keeps moose out, so the seedlings can grow."
Okay, so it is for the plant life. They're just trying to keep them
Yeah.
from this area so that the plant life can grow, because they are growing up. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. It's just weird. I've never seen anything like it. I thought they were just trying to keep all the moose away from the areas that we were in. Just trying to keep them out of that one little area. Okay. So learned a little something. If you know more about moose exclosures, let me know in the comments here, because I'm never seen anything like it for any animal. So any animal exclosure, just let me know what you know. Okay, and that's gonna end our hike here on the Skyline Trail here in Nova Scotia. I hope you liked that hike. That was pretty awesome. Probably didn't get the 10 out of 10 view that we're hoping for. Maybe more of a 7.5 out of 10 view, but still definitely worth the trip up here. And we're gonna get some more views on the way out. So I hope you enjoyed doing that trail. It was about a 4-mile hike for us. There's not a lot of, there's elevation downhill on the way out because we went to the right. I think actually both ways, no matter which way you go, you're going downhill. But it's not a lot. It's just
I didn't really feel it that bad coming up though.
no, it's just a little bit, but not bad. Uphill on the way out. Trail is great. You know, very little rocks. Everything's basically pretty flat. You could almost get a wheelchair through most of it.
Definitely stroller.
Yeah, strollers you could definitely do. A couple parts might be slightly difficult, but not bad. So very accessible trail for everybody. And we did it in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, but that is us waiting at that viewpoint at the end for at least 20 minutes, probably closer to a half hour for it to clear up. So probably finished it in closer to an hour 50 or 2 hours. Had we had not stopped anywhere, we probably could have walked the entire thing in about an hour and a half, and we're pretty quick. So I'd say for the average person, plan on at least 2 hours, 2.5 to be safe. 3 hours if you like to take your time. I think you'll have plenty of time to do it, and still see other things in the area. The other thing we wanted to see was a moose. We did not see a moose, but we didn't know we were in a moose exclusion zone for a good portion of it. So maybe we'll see one on the drive out. So if you like the video, hit the like button now. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and comment. If you have any comments, questions, let us know about the moose exclusion zone, anything like that. Any comments or questions, or just, as always, just say hey. We like knowing if you're a regular watcher. Just say hey, I watch all your videos. I watch most of your videos. That'll make us feel real nice, because we don't have a lot of people commenting all the time, just on some videos. So we want to hear from you more often. So until then, we'll see you in the next one.
I just feel lonesome for you. There's a million things